Welcome to World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss, the podcast for busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners who want to travel smarter, save money, and plan unforgettable trips without the stress. I'm Ross, your host and the founder of Itinerary Boss. I spent a decade building a career in healthcare, software, and medical device sales while planning both personal and business trips across more than 20 countries. Whether it was group getaways with friends, couples trips, or just mapping out business territories, I became the go-to person for saving money on flights, organizing those logistics, and using points to elevate the experience. Now, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I help others do the same by showing you how to travel better using points, smart planning, and those proven strategies. Each week, we bring you expert guests, step-by-step tutorials on points and miles, and real-world itineraries that we've used to help you plan with confidence. Whether it's using points to travel better, exploring a new destination, or just learning how to maximize your spending, we've got you covered. Before we dive in, go ahead and grab one of our free tools in the show notes. One, the points and miles cheat sheet that'll help you get started earning and redeeming points to save thousands on travel, or the stress-free travel toolkit that includes a budget guide, packing checklist, and planning tips to save you time and hassle. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or busy professional looking to choose your next credit card or get help maximizing your everyday spending for rewards and booking free travel, book a free one-on-one consultation. You can find the link within the show notes or head over to itineraryboss.com. And if this episode helps you, please share it with a friend or family member, follow the show, and leave a 5-star review. It's the best way that helps us grow. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of World Travel Made Easy. And if you're a first-time listener, welcome to the show. We're excited to dive into the ultimate London itinerary today. And if you are new to the show, we do these episodes weekly where we dive into specific destinations we've been. These are quick 10, 15-minute episodes, really based on what to do when you get there to make it simple for you as you're planning out. And these, again, are places that we've been in the past. We've done these, and sometimes we'll dive into points and miles specifics on how to maybe get there, where to stay. But for this episode, we actually recently, in the July 16th episode, talked through how to get to the UK as well as Ireland, and did a live screen share and use case with someone. So go back and check that out. We actually go through how we use different tools to find award flights, getting from actually direct from Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you're in the North Carolina area, that's a great episode to go check out. But for this one, we're just going to go into what we did when we got there, and what this is. And the reason why we did this is one of the starter itineraries that a lot of people ask us about when you're going from the US, because it's easy to get to, it's a bigger city, and it's more well known. And a lot of times when people are just getting started out traveling internationally, they want to go to a lot of places. And sometimes London, Paris, some of the places that are closer and more easily accessible are the ones that people are starting out with. So we'll dive in. Getting there, again, you're going to fly in most of the time to Heathrow. There are plenty of different airlines that will fly direct. So looking at those, if you want to pay cash prices, looking at that on Google Flights, we always recommend to download also the free Chrome extension called PointsPath, that will compare cash versus points prices. If you're wanting to fly over there on points, there's a ton of different airlines that will. Obviously, you have British Airways, which is part of the One World Avios program. You have Aeroplan. Virgin Atlantic has had some really good deals in the past. Flying Blue. So there's a couple different ones. But again, if you're wanting to dive more into the points use case and how to do that, check out a recent episode from July 16th titled "The UK and Ireland and Getting There on Points." And then if you're looking to stay on points too, and hotel wise, we recommend checking out Gondola.AI. We'll link that in the show notes, but that's a great way to search within Google Maps, see what the points cost is versus the cash price. So that'll, show you different places like the Hyatt Regency Churchill, Marriott County Hall, Hilton Bankside, the Kimpton Fitzroy, which is IHG, and those different hotels. So check out Gondola.AI. The nice part is London has so many different hotels. So we recommend, right, if you're trying to save some cost on hotels, looking at, within that big city. There's plenty of options. So just checking that out. And depending on where you're wanting to stay from a location standpoint, we actually stayed near the London Bridge as well as the Palace. So that's a great area to stay where you can walk to a lot of different places. But once you get there, uh, to the airport, you're going to go through immigration. And then once you get there, the tube is what you're going to take pretty much everywhere. It's very easy to get around. It gets pretty hot. It is smaller. So just be prepared for that. But it's very easy to navigate. Obviously, since everything is in English, that makes it super easy to navigate. And Google Maps is your best friend. Just type in where you're going, and that'll show you which line to get on, what stop, if you have to get off and get on to another one or take a bus or walk. So that's what we recommend. And then we stayed at when I went with five other guys, so we had six people total. We actually stayed at the Wombat City Hostel. That was a great place if you're paying in cash and you want something that's easily accessible, central, and you can get a bedroom where it's private if you just want to pay, 100 to 200 bucks a night for something very simple that's centrally located. That was great, and they had an amazing downstairs area, common area that had a bar, had food, and we absolutely loved it. I would honestly go back and stay there again within a private room. But we went for 3 days. So, if you're going for sightseeing, you can get the London Pass, and that's going to help you, hit Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, St. Paul's Cathedral, the Tower Bridge. So those are a couple places that we went. But if you're just wanting to see a couple of those, that could be a good option. You have the hop on, hop off bus. So I think we did the blue route, which again, we saw Buckingham Palace, the Trafalgar Square, Big Ben, Palace of Westminster. We drove by that, and then the Tower Bridge we walked across, and then just walked all around. Then you can go to Tower Hill, which was right around the hostel. So there were a couple good bars, as well as restaurants there. And a lot of the times, right, unless you're flying over business class and you're going to be kind of jet lagged. So that's what we did on that first day. We were able to knock that out. The second day we did a river cruise, so we did Thames River. So from there we then went to the London Eye, and then after that we walked past the the Palace of Westminster, and then we actually did a tour of Westminster Abbey. So a lot of the nice part is too, if you don't want to go into all these different places, you also can
Hey, I
just
wanted to take a quick break to say thank you so much for tuning into the show. The only way the show grows is through listeners like you helping us share it. So if you're enjoying the show, it'd mean the world to me if you hit that 5-star rating, shared it with a friend or family member who's ready to travel more, save money, or just needs a little bit more inspiration and that nudge. And if you're posting about it on Instagram, go ahead and tag Itinerary Boss, and we'll make sure to reshare it and shout you out for giving us a shout out. Thanks so much for the support. It truly means a lot. And now back with the
you
show.
also can just walk by. I mean, London is huge. So if you're just wanting to tour around, stroll around, you can also see a lot of different places and walk into different cafes, restaurants, all of that. I'm not going to dive into best places to eat just because we went in 2018. Things could change, right? And you know, I also went with a group of six guys. So if you're, wanting to do a couples dinners, you're going with your family, like I don't know if, that's going to be the most valuable. But from there, we went to the Shard. So that's pretty cool. I would recommend that. That's a great view. And then from there, we went out in Shoreditch one night. That was very cool. I highly recommend that. That's where a lot of the liveliness is, bars, there's street art, there's different pubs that you can go into. So highly recommend going to Shoreditch area. And then the third day, we wanted to check out. I mean, I feel like you got to check out Wimbledon. You got to check out Abbey Road. We got a great picture of that walking through. If you're going during Wimbledon, obviously this is a must. It was about a 45-minute ride on the tube to get there, but that was cool. And then we also went to Greenwich Park and checked that out. So those are some of the main things that we really like to do. If you want to do a Wimbledon tour, you can pay for that, but we just went and saw it. Um, if you want to do any specific tours, you can book those in advance. But it's pretty easy to see all of this within 2 to 3 days. This is a great way if you're trying to get somewhere else within Europe. London is obviously very easily accessible. If you're wanting to do 2 days and knock it all out and then go on next, that's a great place to start. So, highly recommend it. And, if you're wanting to do points and miles, right, go back and look at that episode. If you're wanting to go somewhere and you want to use a lot minimal points and miles, London's a great place. And also check out, we're going to have a couple episodes around stopovers, flight connections, how to leverage those types of things, especially with destinations like London. So check those out. And with this trip, we paired it with Amsterdam, we paired it with Madrid and Barcelona, and we recently released those episodes. So go check if you have any interest in Amsterdam, Barcelona, Madrid. We also have a couple episodes around Croatia, Greece, Portugal, as well as we have some coming out around Germany with Oktoberfest coming up. So make sure you check those out. We want to make sure we're providing as much value, sharing just quick hitter tips if you're trying to plan out an itinerary, thinking through, right, how did we do it? What's pretty simple, what is logistically near each other versus going to Wimbledon and then coming back and doing something that's right next to your hotel or hostel, kind of geographically doing that. So hopefully, this is helpful. We'll link everything we mentioned in the show notes. If you found this helpful, please make sure you share it with a friend or family member. If you're wanting any other specific episodes, shoot us a DM, comment. And if you're wanting to get started with points and miles, go check out and download our free cheat sheet that will be in the show notes. And again, we appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll see you next week for another episode. Thanks.